talking about success in terms of acclaim and money, no, there's no guarantee whatsoever.
Sure.
If you're talking about success in terms of, recognizing, what your capabilities are and then performing to the best of them, then yes, it's like, I could train and run a 10K and all that. I would come in dead last, but as long as I went into that knowing that like finishing it was a strong accomplishment for me, then yes, I would feel like I had produced good results. Those would be my skills. So yeah, you can hone your craft as a writer your entire life and be diligent, recognize what your strengths are and stuff, and over time you should get better. But then at a certain point, and this is one of those things, that turning 50 like makes you more conscious of. The mind grows less elastic and all that. Grooves develop, and it's very easy, to write habitually rather than to write, sort of what you actually mean to say. I think actually, kind of tangentially, why am I not famous, or what are the, what is the experience of not being famous like? One of the nice things about never having made it, and just sort of be able to like, sit down and whatever, write one book every 7 years and masturbate a lot, is that like I've always, like had to think on some level, is anyone going to read this book? Is any publisher going to publish this book? And all that, and it's not so much a case of, trying to think of, what is the commercial formula or something like that, but just recognizing that nobody's going to write me a check for $250,000, for something I spit on the page, and all that. So I think it's kept me a little bit on my toes, because I've definitely, I've easily seen myself be 30, 40 pages into a project and realize it's just kind of like, I could write this in my sleep, and I probably am writing this in my sleep, and I need to throw it out and start over.
So the pressure being kept on, the fact that the pressure was always on, forced you to dig deeper.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I never take anything for granted. I never like for me, anytime a single person comes up to me and says that that they read my book and then doesn't hit me, I say thank you. It's I don't take any reader for granted. And I and when I'm working on the book, I'm conscious of that. I probably said in your class, I don't know, but it's like, if you don't give a shit about the reader, then keep it in a drawer and call it a diary. If you actually think that, if you want to put something in front of other people's eyes, then you have to think about the other person and what they're interested in. And that's not the same thing as pandering to them, but it's like,
you can name probably and probably know a few people who maybe hit a certain level and then kind of checked out on the importance of that.
Yes. Yeah, come back to me, I don't know, a little further into the drink. Maybe we'll say something. I mean, it's hard not to,
Yeah.
I mean, people,
It's hard to do it in the first place.
It's hard to do it in the first place, and I mean, anyone who is successful, will have smoke blown up their ass constantly. So, you think that you're doing everything well. People want the formula novel if the formula novel sold 50,000 copies the last time around.